What's going on, YouTubers? This is Buddy coming back at you, another quick update on Cyano and the progress that I'm making. As you can see from this video, quite a bit has already died off and most of it's gone. Now this has just been about a week now that I've been battling it, and like I said, what I've done, I talked about it in the first video, where I'm upping my water changes by basically what I do every week. My normal water change schedule is 2 5-gallon pails a week, and now I'm doing actually I doubled that, so I'm doing 4 5-gallon pails, which is 20 gallons a week in the 65-gallon mixed reef. So it's a fairly good water change, and I'm doing that every week. And I am running Phosguard and ChemiPure, not the ChemiPure Elite, just Phosguard and ChemiPure, which is basically just activated carbon and a couple other things in there, but basically just activated carbon and Phosguard. Now once I get the phosphates under control, I'm probably going to switch back to GFO, but I'll be honest with you, I became a big fan of Phosguard, and I might just continue to use it. So this is just a quick little update I'm doing on the Cyano and my progress that I'm making. And as you can see from this video here, a lot of it has died off. I will do a quick close-up of the spot that I'm having the most trouble with at the moment, and I'm going to show you that. It's one rock, well actually two, that sit right on top of each other, right on my center island here. So let's do a quick close-up. And there it is, that rock there is pretty much what is left of the Cyano, basically. For the most part, every other place has died off, or maybe a strand or two left, but that is the problem area at the moment. There's a couple other spots where there's a tiny bit left, but for the most part it is dying off quite a bit. So like I said, this is Buddy just doing a quick update on my progress on my Cyano. And like I said in the first video, I do not believe in using chemicals, and as you see here, you do not need the chemicals to get rid of your cyanobacteria. Using the chemicals is just a band-aid. It's not getting to the root of the problem, whether the root of the problem is high nutrients, bad bulbs, not changing them out, not enough flow, not enough filtration, not enough live rock in the aquarium, whatever the case may be. I mean, if you don't have adequate filtration, adequate live rock or other types of filtration to house that beneficial bacteria that the aquarium needs, your aquarium will grow nuisance algae to combat the lack of filtration or surface area for beneficial bacteria to grow on. So you have to make sure you have the right amount of filtration for your aquarium, the right amount of live rock, and the proper filtration for whatever aquarium you're setting up. But even with that all being said, Cyano is still gonna happen to everybody. Everybody's gonna battle it now and again, here and there. I don't care what type of aquarium you have, what type of filtration you have. Eventually you'll come across it. Cyano is like a silent killer. It just kind of hangs out in the background and waiting for that proper moment to just come out. And when that time is, one time you overfeed, you don't change your bulbs when you're supposed to, you don't have the right amount of flow, something, just anything, and it's gonna, boom, be right there. In my case, it's high phosphates, and that's why I don't believe in the chemicals, because of the fact, if you just use the chemicals to get rid of it, it's gonna come back. What you're not doing is correcting the problem, and my problem here in this case was high phosphates. Now, if you don't correct the problem, it's just a quick band-aid. It's not fixing the issue, and that's why I don't believe in using the chemicals, and I don't want to put my fish and corals through the stress. The chemicals do deplete the water in the aquarium of oxygen, and that's why it is essential that you have a bubbler in there to replenish the oxygen that is being taken from the water. Now, I don't believe in doing that. That's just my belief, guys. I'm not saying don't do it. Just in my opinion, I wouldn't do it. Everybody has their own ways of doing it. But like I said, you're not getting to the root of the problem. Unless you know what the problem is and you don't want to battle it, you just want it gone immediately, and then you're going to correct the problem. Hey, each his own. Do what you got to do if that's what you feel you want to do. It's your fish, your aquarium. That's your world. You do however you want to do. But for me, the chemicals are not for me. I'd rather correct the problem, do what's necessary to get rid of it. More water changes, changing out my GFO, or in my case right now, Phosguard more frequently, and get rid of it that way. You can cut back the hours of your lights. I've heard of people doing 72 hours of darkness to get rid of it really fast. 72 hours of darkness is not going to hurt your fish and corals, guys. If you think it's a beautiful sunny day, 365 days a year, over a coral reef, you are a little delusional, guys. I'm sure we already know this, but I'm just saying, it is not a beautiful sunny day every single day over a natural reef. So if you wanted to do the 72 hours of darkness, that is up to you. I didn't feel that it was necessary, but that is always an option, and I do use that option if I have to. Have battled cyano in the past, and I'm sure I'll end up battling it again at some point. I mean, it happens. And 72 hours of darkness I have used, and it does work, and it does get rid of it. But in that time, you need to correct the problem that has caused it. You know what I mean? Whether your nutrient levels are high. And now, keep in mind, you don't want to just do a massive water change. If you have high nitrates or high phosphates, you don't want to just do a massive water change to bring that down. And what I mean by massive is anything over 50%. I've heard of people going up as high as 50% water changes. I would not do anything more than that. You do not want to do a 90% or 80% water change. That is going to be a lot of stress on your aquarium. Really, you do not want to do that much of a water change. You're better off doing a series of smaller water changes to bring that down. Maybe every 3 days if you have a serious issue. Maybe every 48 hours if it's really serious. Then I'm just saying, I don't know. I can't think of any situations offhand. Maybe high nitrates or something where your nitrate levels are really high or something. Then maybe you need to do a large water change to bring that down. So I may do a 40% water change if I had that problem. Right from the start, do a 40% water change, try to knock them down as much as possible, and then 2 days later maybe do a 30%, and then continue, repeat that every 48 hours until I got them down where I needed to get them. But I would not just immediately do a huge 90 or 80% water change or something like that, guys. I know this is a little off topic, and I ramble a little bit. I have trouble. I always have this whole thing planned out that I'm going to do it. I just never do it. I always get rambling a little bit. It's because there's just so much to cover in the saltwater world. There's a lot of stuff. Some stuff you need to know, some stuff you don't need to know. Really, there's people out there that run successful saltwater reef aquariums or fish-only aquariums and don't know half the stuff that they should know, and they do successful. Maybe that's a little bit of dumb luck. Maybe that's a little bit of not being overconfident. Maybe that's a problem too. Guys like me that have been in the hobby for a long time, we get a little overconfident. Maybe these guys they don't know as much, so they're not overconfident and they don't take things for granted, and maybe they're on it a little more. Mine is an automatic fish feeder that was malfunctioning and overfed the aquarium. So that was my problem in that case, and I'm just saying, there's a lot to know in the saltwater world, and I do ramble a little bit. But anyways, like I said, guys, don't do anything drastic too much too quick is what I mean. You don't want to shock anything. All right, guys, like I said, this is just a quick update on my aquarium. It's only been about a week now. Yeah, about a week. I'm getting ready to do my second water change in a few days. And most of the cyano has already died off, and that's without using chemicals. So if you guys have any questions, comments, anything like that, definitely let me know. Don't forget to hit the like button at the bottom of the screen. Alright, guys, happy reefing.